Kenya. And this is Destination Newry. It's the morning programme. Good morning, Newry and Mourne and the entire world out there. It's a joy to be with you. And with me in studio this morning, for the first time, Patrick Ryan, the editor of the Newry Democrat. It's so good to see you. Now, you may come and take whatever you need. This is my controller of programs coming in to, oh yes, that's a vital thing for the man who has left. He's got his spectacles on now, and that's all done and dusted. Patrick, the paper today, once again your paper prioritises, in my view, the human interest story. You have the Ryan cinnamon yarn on the front page.
Absolutely, Rowan. I think for local papers that's vitally important, is that we do emphasise the human interest, that we show the good stories that are out there, because a lot of the time with newspapers, you get criticised for only publicising bad news. No news is good news, is the saying. But like Ryan Cinnamon's story is extraordinary.
And it's a story that's been going on and on throughout all of his trauma. We have seen his survival, we have seen his courage in coming back, and you've more or less captured that all the way. Yeah,
well, we have over the last couple of years, the paper has a close relationship with Ryan and his family. He's an extraordinary young man. The courage he's shown is just remarkable. It's what he's been through. It's incredible. And now, yet again, here we are. Now he's become the first double leg amputee to pass his driving test in the country. Like it's just.
And he's up for it in a big way. He's saying, "Here, this is great. I'll be able to jump in the car and go down and see my mates."
Yeah,
all of that's happening now,
absolutely. Like
it's such a good thing. And of course, you've captured again on the front page the pink event.
Yes, the Giro.
The Giro. Yeah.
Well, it was the only ticket in town really at the weekend, wasn't
it?
Absolutely.
Did you lose any sleep over it?
No, I didn't. No. It takes a lot for me to lose any sleep.
Oh, that's good. I like that style. Never sweat the small stuff. Just you do it and do it the best you can. That's the way you do. So where are you taking me next in the paper? What else have you got?
Well, Rowan, next up we have, there was a rather, again, I'd say we're talking about good news, but this is something that's a bit more serious. It was there was a vandal attack on the Cenotaph over in Sugar Island at the weekend.
Yes.
2 men now who've been charged with criminal damage, but this is a memorial to people who have fought and died. Whether or not you believe in that. It doesn't matter. You have to show respect for others and their beliefs.
And of course, those who fought and died, they were from both traditions and from both sides of the border.
Exactly.
You have these guys chucked the wreaths into the river. These fellows who were charged, allegedly, this is what they did, and they were well caught on the sea.
Oh well, I don't think you need to go out on a limb and suggest that maybe they weren't the smartest.
They weren't the smartest.
People doing this, but again,
and perhaps at the end of the day, they weren't the soberest either. Well, because the time of the morning.
I think that's a fair guess.
Yeah, fair guess. But we mustn't say too much about that. What else have you got there?
Yes, we have another good news story here, Rowan, about 2 Newry brothers. Kieran and Barry Lynch, who started a company called Nifty Nosh a few years ago.
What is Nifty Nosh?
Nifty Nosh is a company that
they're building some sort of food chain, and they're doing good things.
Yeah, I think it's almost like a network for food for restaurants and takeaways, so that you go to the Nifty Nosh website and people's menus will be on it, rather than having to just phone up and sometimes like say you're in the house, you're hungry and you want to get a Chinese or something, and you don't have a menu to hand, you can just go to the Nifty Nosh website. But they're actually now, the company has grown and grown, and they're now getting investment of over 10 million into the company. Wow! So they're doing incredible things there.
That's coming from 2 Indian gentlemen.
No, the picture we have in the paper now is Barry from Newry with 2 Indian restaurateurs on the Lisburn Road in Belfast.
So that's where he's actually, they make use of the Nifty Nosh.
They're one of his
customers.
Not the
10 million.
So, no, so to speak. But it's what I love about this is that you know, a lot of the time people sit there and think about getting rich and, you know, and oh, if only, and yet here's somebody on our own doorstep who's going out and doing it and doing it well. You know, so it's a good news story.
Well done to them. And I see the little advert there for the new police number 101. If you how does that work? You still would do 999, of course.
Yes, well, 999 is for emergencies, whereas 101 is for, say, less serious matters.
Non-urgent.
Yeah, I wouldn't really be looking to phone the police unless it was a total emergency. But at the same time, I suppose, you know, it's going to maybe free up the 999
absolutely
line for those.
Indeed,
you know.
indeed. Yeah, indeed. Where are we going now then?
Next, Rowan, we have at last week's council meeting there was quite a heated debate about money that was spent on redeveloping the council office in Monaghan Row. Now, we have a similar situation in Downpatrick where they spent quite a substantial amount of money redeveloping their building, and I think this is might be a case of both parties trying to look their best before a decision is made as to where the headquarters will be. But there was a feeling that from some councillors that it might be a bit of a, I suppose, throwing good money away on something that we're not sure about when there's other things that are more pressing. And then other councillors say, well, you know, Newry should be the headquarters of the district. Whether or not it is, I suspect personally that it will be a case of both areas will be used just for fairness. But
of course, Newry's the city, Downpatrick is not.
Well, yes, absolutely.
That's a big enough claim to fame, I suppose. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think we're all agreed at this end anyway that
we should have
Newry should be the priority.
Newry aboo, is that what they say?
That's it. That's it.
Right, onward and upward. Where are you taking us
another
now?
story also from the council was there was a bit of a, I suppose, a debate, for want of a better phrase, about a letter to be sent to Stormont on behalf of Newry and Mourne Council to criticise the arrest and release of Sinn Féin leader Gerry Adams. Now, this is getting, obviously you're getting very politicised here. But then again, these are politicians, so it's par for the course. But needless to say, it wasn't met with unanimous support in the chamber, and said the SDLP's Conor McGreevy, for example, pointed out that the Newry Mourne Council should not be interfering in these matters as a political body. But then there were other councillors who said that that's not the case, and that, you know, that the police should be held to account for their actions. But
it's very politicised, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Talking of politics, you have an election special in the paper.
We do, Rowan, yes, we do.
What's happening there?
Well, we have a roundup really of just the wards. And rather than just beat people over the head with pictures of smiling politicians.
No, I'm so tired of those, Patrick. I am really tired of that. I don't want that.
We sent Ralph Hewitt, one of our journalists, out, and Noel Moan, the photographer. We sent them out into the street the other day and asked them just to talk to the public and ask them what they want from the council, from the new council. Some of the answers ranged from more family and outdoor facilities, that there's no, you know, there's no areas, green areas for people within the Newry city centre, that you have to go to the likes of Sleek Gullion, Kilbunny Park, which are fantastic facilities. Absolutely, and we're lucky to have them, but you know, not everybody has access to transport either.
Yeah. We have this new 2020 group in Newry. They're talking about the Albert Basin.
Yes.
To do something there, which is an interesting development.
Well, we have covered them in the paper now, and I've spoken to them, and what they're, you know, they've got fantastic drive, and you know, hopefully, you know, their plans come into fruition, because you know, what they're doing is exciting, and it could give not that Newry has big problems, but it would be lovely to see it get another shot in the arm and just move on to that next level.
Shot in the arm is right, and we're going to have the new the walkway along the canal, and we've already had our first bloom of flower, and the fall of the flowers, and the green leaves are there. Sure, that's going to open in June. That's going to be good, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm really looking forward to that.
Right, where else do we go?
Well, one of the features we run every week now in the paper is Kids Say the Funniest Things. Personally, this is one of my absolute favourite sections of the paper. It's always a joy to do.
Yeah, well, you see, that's the big child in you, still trying to get out.
Sometimes I wish that your journalists would ask me what I'd like to be when I grow up. You know.
Yeah.
But you get great answers from the boys and girls this week. They were out in St Malachy's primary school, and Brian Hyland.
Yes,
he does it every week. He does a fantastic job with it, and he asked them what would they do if they'd won the lottery, you know, and so some of the answers were ranging from buying a swimming pool to a big bag of sweets, and then a massive toy digger and dig up the whole site and off to Disneyland and whatnot. So they're colourful answers.
They're colourful and they're well clued in as the answers.
Absolutely, you could buy inside your room.
Absolutely. How's your sport looking?
Sport, well,
Have you got your Democrat bouquets this week? I always forget. You see them there.
Yes. The bouquets this week went to Adele Quinn from Derrybeg Drive. She was nominated by Eugene Byrne because she was so dedicated to looking after her mother. And then the other one went to Sinead Murphy from Laurel Hill. Casey and Finn nominated her because she is, in their words, the best auntie in the world.
Yeah, but that's a nice little feature because it places you out there at the heart of the community.
Absolutely.
You wear the community laurels very, very easily indeed, and that puts you in the middle of it all, you know.
Oh, big time, yeah. It's a great section of the paper.
It's been going on for many years.
I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're heading towards sport,
to the back page.
Wow, what's
well,
that?
I suppose the story really, looking forward, rather than what has happened, is the big game this weekend in Oma, which is down to start the Ulster Championship against Tyrone. Tyrone, obviously, being Tyrone, will be big favourites, but if I was if down, I would say I should be quietly confident given the talent they have at their disposal.
Absolutely, and
nothing to fear.
We've nothing to fear, nothing to lose. We just go for it.
Absolutely.
And there's a great determination starting to come into the down footballers, I think. So Tyrone, look out, you know.
Absolutely. And then I suppose we have another good story. This time for the girls in orange and white rather than the men, or the women, I should say rather. As the Armagh ladies football team are promoted at the weekend after winning the Division 3 final.
Wow,
they're beating Waterford.
They're on the way up.
Yeah, so Caroline O'Hanlon and the girls are, as you say, on the up, and long may it continue.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
And of course, there's no way we could talk about the sport this week without looking at the event that was dominated by the colour pink. Yes.
I really dislike the colour pink. I love the blues and the greens and the golds, the sun and the earth and the sea. But pink is an insipid, empty. I don't expect you to have an opinion on that because you have to be independent. I don't, thanks be to God. But it's dominated and it's been there. And these people flew through our place and away they went and onward to Dublin.
Absolutely.
It's a great event.
Yeah, it was a fantastic event. And what I liked about it, I'm not really a cycling aficionado. You know, I don't really know the first thing. I can just about ride a bike myself. but what I loved about it was that it got people out and got people, you know, families out in the day, and the weather was great and happy, smiling faces, and you know, and it just had that give that sort of, you know, feel good factor that we don't always get, and you know, you take these things for granted, but it was lovely to see so many people out and about and enjoying themselves, and you know, if it can sort of create a sense of community, then you know, welcome it back anytime.
Well, I have to say, if I had a golden prize for the good news factor at the heart of our community, I'd be giving it to the Newry Democrat. Well done.
Thank you
You'll come
very much,
next
Rowan.
week again, will you?
Of course, Rowan.
Great stuff. We'll
Try
have a
stopping
ball.
me.
We'll enjoy.
We have to do
We'll
it.
play you some music now. This is it. Sean will do that for us.